guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching from. My name is Oscar Dawodo. We are still on HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and today we are briefly coming to talk about what? MyTodoList. Let's quickly get into the coding and see how we go about it. Quickly dive inside the code. This same code, we have the HTML there. Then we have our script. I told you in everyday stage we have to use the script where we integrate the what? JavaScript. So to integrate the what? To do JavaScript. Now let's go and check how the site works without adding the JavaScript. You can see that when you write something, you click on add task, nothing happens. So let me clean it. Now let's dive inside the actual code, where we will just mention the what? The universal element. You get the element, the DOM element. You call them as what? Constants. So because they are not going to change inside the code. So they are constant. So constant to-do list, constant total task, constant what? Completed task. So those are the constants. They are all constants. Let's move to the next one. Which one? We will initialize what? Task array from what? Local storage. So we let task equal to what? JSON dot what? First the what? Local. Then we what? Get item. So that's the array. So you either mention the task or you create a box which will represent the arrays. The next one is what? You render task to what? On page load. So render the task on page load. You make the task to load. That's all we are talking about. So we render task. That's all we are talking about. The next one, you add task on what? Button click. So that means anytime you click the button, add task, you what? Add the task. So when you type the task and you click on the what? You click on the add task there. Then the task you've added will appear. But we've not integrated everything. That's why it looks like it's not functioning right now. So let's continue and see what happens. You add task or enter key press. So whenever you press enter key, and that means what? Our what? Task should be added. That's how you say. If event key is equal to what? Enter, then what? Add task. Now you add new task. You mention a constant input, then the value. If task is empty, you should get an alert. Please enter a task. If the task is empty, we should definitely get an alert. That's all we are talking about here. Now let's move to the next part. Now, so the create task object. So this is just to create the task object. That's a bit now test. So you add task to array. So you push it to the task. So you add the task to the array. So you create an array which will be pushing the task. Then you save it to the local storage. Then anytime you want to clear it, you clear it. That's the value. Then you still render the task. That's all. It's so simple. Then the next one will delete task. So anytime we click on what? Delete task, you should be able to delete the task. So that's all we are doing here. You save the task and render the task. The next part is the toggle task. So the toggle task, it marks tasks as complete or incomplete. So that means if you click on the task, if you click on the task, it will mark as what? Complete. If you don't click on it, it will mark as what? Incomplete. So that's all they are telling us that we should do. That's all they are telling us that we should do. It's so simple, right? The next one is what? Render all tasks to the what? DOM. So render all tasks. That's what? Inside the HTML. Now for each task, you render it to it. So rendering the task is what? Dynamically what? renders the task to what? The DOM. So we set our query, we toggle it, then we'll bring it down. Now click to add click event to delete task. So whenever you click on what? Some sign there, then it what? Automatically what? Delete task. Right now we have not what? Integrated it fully, so it won't show. Now update task to what? Statistics. So update task. So this update task, it will update the total and what? Completed task to the counter. So we have a counter there which will be counting the number of what? Tasks that what have been updated to what? Calculate the number of tasks that will be updated. The next one what? Save the task to our local store. It's self-explanatory. It's so self-explanatory. So that's all we'll do. Now we'll escape the HTML. This will prevent what? SSS security vulnerabilities. So it's so simple. We what? Escape the HTML what? Task. That's all. Now we are coming to try and see all that we've integrated. Has it worked or not? Has it worked or not? Let's see. So let's use school. So we add tasks. We've seen that our school has been added to what? Total. So we have a total of 1. Let's add what? Games by pressing enter. Then we have seen that what? Our counter has updated us so that we have a total of what? 2. The next one is food. It has been updated. The next one is food. The next one we have girls. When you click on the add task, it what? Automatically what? Updates the task. So when you press an empty space, then you need to give you what? Please enter a task. So please enter a task. Then you click on OK. So that's just by the way. So now we want to remove the task. So when you click on remove task, it will what? Automatically. And when you click on the task, it will what? Mark it as completed. It will mark it as completed. So we've completed 3 excluding the girls. So we've completed 3 excluding the girls. So we'll remove school and games. So the moment you click on the X sign, it will remove it. Now let's add another task. Then let's add another task. That was play football. Play football. The task of play football. When you press enter, it works so perfectly. Dance at the party. Dance at the party. You click the add task and to add the task. The total of 3 tasks. Go to church. Go to church. That's another task you want to add. So go to church at what? UPSC. You click on what? Add task. So the moment you click on what? Dance at the party, it has what? Completed. The next one, play football, it has completed. Now we've removed the girls. So the total tasks there are what? 3. So that's all about what? GSS. We've created our simple to-do list with all these simple codes. We've created a simple GSS which will give us prompts. Now we've created another one, added, deleted. It's so simple. Let's add another one. Keys the girl. We click on add task. When we click on add, I want to delete it again. We deleted it. So we have our completed to be 1. That's all about it. Catch me another time when we will learn another thing about what? GSS. There are exciting things to learn about GSS, and it what? Help so much, because coding is life. Thank you.